Hi, let's write a program to print all even numbers from 1 to 10. How do we begin solving the problem? We need to break it down into simple steps and then convert each step into code, and that's how we will implement our algorithm. So written in blue here is basically the steps that we need to take to be able to come up with a solution. The first thing is generating a sequence. So how should our program know that the numbers that we are going to operate on is from 1 to 10? The one way of doing that is basically to take a list and write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in that. And that's our sequence of numbers to basically operate on. Now for each and every number, we want to check if it's even. And if it's even, then we print it. How do we do that? Recall the for in loop is used to iterate over each item of a sequence. So we will just write for item in sequence. What I mean by iterate is then it will go item by item, basically number by number in this case, because our sequence list is made up of numbers. When it goes number by number, one at a time, it will store them in the placeholder variable item, do something with it, then repeat with the next number, and so on up until the number 10. So for item in sequence, we now have access to each and every number through the item variable. What we need to do is check if it's even. For that, recall there's a mod operator. If we divide the number by 2, we get the remainder, and we want it to be 0 for the number to be completely divisible by 2. The first operand of the mod operator is the number you want to divide. In this case, item. Now we just simply print the item, and that's how we are printing our even numbers. So let's see this in action. I will copy this code. Oops. Let's select this again. I will copy this code and I'll go to my Jupyter notebook, which is an IDE to run Python statements. So let's do this. Notice the print is in red because of the indentation error. Python is very strict about indentation and spaces. So let's just execute this. So we finally have the desired output, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, which are the only even numbers in the given list of numbers up until 10. Now, another way of doing this is, where is my text? Yes. There is a range inbuilt function. It takes the first input as the first element of the list, last number one more than the last element of the list, and the increment that we want to generate the sequences. So think of it like an arithmetic progression. It starts with 1, goes in increments of 1 up until 10, which is not including 11, but 1 less than 11. So if we were to take even numbers, we would take steps of 2 and start at 2. So if our first term is 2, which is the first even number, go in steps of 2, we will get 4, 6, 8, and 10, not including 11. So we can simply do for item in range, because range function generates a sequence only, and our for loop can operate on any sequence and iterate over it. Now that we have every item in from the range, we can just simply print it. Let's again copy this code and see it executing in action. We have the desired result. So that's it for today. The first loop here, item in sequence, would run for 10 values. So it will go 10 times, going over every number. And this range, a loop would go 5 times because it starts at 2 in increments of 2. So it would have 5 terms in the arithmetic progression that it generates. Thank you very much. I look forward to teaching you. Bye.